it could be defensive, but you need two holding midfielders. Draft Wilfred, I beg your pardon now. What's his name?
Iwobi
to the wing. Okay. Leave this man at the should I call it 10 now? Jeribo, in front of the two holding midfielders.
So, but do you see Raw doing what you just said now?
I see him doing it. Raw enjoys before the coronavirus issues and his exploit with the Super Eagles as well as his club. Not one of his best days. So he didn't really start much of the games for Nigeria in the recently concluded AFCON. That's in 2019. So those assume the role of, should I say, a leader in the team that could come in anytime, not necessarily want to start the team. We saw that happen at the AFCON. He said it himself that he doesn't mind to give the younger ones the opportunity, his experience to be banked on. It could be brought in a certain Ahmed Musa, and then you have Samuel Chukwueze on the other side of the flanks. You leave Samuel Carlo and Moses Simon on the bench, and you bring them in anytime.
All right, so only one of the two.
Depends on the game.
Okay, let me make it easier. African football. You're playing against football.
No, it's unfair on the young man. He has not played too many African games.
Right,
but definitely with his experience, I can't leave him out.
All right, let's quick on the big news. We haven't even talked. The lines are buzzing already. Guy, new deal with the Super Eagles. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this timeout.
One nation to Papa God. I say, don't sign them. Oh yeah, I've been one of their godfather. Super Eagles, oh yo. Handle it, go. You don't know what be your color. They separate best friends, sef. The coronavirus, they real make you wash your hand all the time under distancing. If you want cough inside tissue paper or handkerchief. Make you quick throw away ammo. If you feel say your body they do you any 19 helpline, wait there for your state. Make we join hand together pursue this coronavirus. Come out for our land. This message now from the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC.
Port Harcourt. Before we went on that break here, we were talking about Joe Aribo and Ogenekaro to Joe Aribo because Aribo is to use a table. Of course, you know what Aribo did on his debut against Ukraine and against Brazil in another friendly, scored the African football, and he should take his time to develop into on that one there. About Jejo Kocha being the most talented footballer in Africa.
Exactly, Emeka. This one says, good evening, Emeka, Den and Co. I am Ajoke Taiwo from PH, Port Harcourt. Both Aribo and Etebo are very good. Then I prefer Aribo, and also I hope Diouf is correct. My regards to Queen John. Okocha is the most talented in terms of dribbling. The only thing he did not play in a major league like Eto and Drogba. I'm sure he meant winning titles because he played in a major league.
He played in the Premier League.
The most talented African footballer is JJ. Anytime, any day. Lucky from Aba. So El Hadji Diouf knows Okocha more than me and you because they played together at Bolton. Thanks from Tunde. Okocha still remains the most talented. Ask Oliver Kahn. I am Glenn. Oliver Kahn, what would he tell us? How he dribbled the Mabi? This one says, good evening, guys. The most talented options with his passes. For me, Aribo, as is ahead.
Man, rushed him to hospital and eventually treated him so he'll be able to play for Nigeria at the World Cup in 1987. That's on up to 10 games for the Super Eagles of.
I prefer Aribo. We are not expecting any match to get a serious goal.
Okay.
I concern the comparison between Aribo and a talented player.
So much. Let's go to another caller. 2.5-year contract to remain as head coach of the side. The 66-year-old Franco-German tactician confirmed the development on Friday. That was yesterday, bringing an end to drawn-out negotiations with the Nigeria Football Federation, the ugly parts of which often played out in the press. Raw, who was first appointed as manager of the three-time African champions, will now, that was in 2000 terms, as well as stringent coach of the Super Eagles for the next 2 secretary for their confidence in me to continue in this job. It is not common to have a country team national coach for what will be 6 years, and this will be where I believe we will have a good result that will spell this contract. He will become the longest serving coach of the Super Eagles in his time in charge of the Super Eagles and led the African powerhouse to group stage of the 2018 FIFA World Cup and the third place finish at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. He also into the national team. He will be expected to not only qualify Nigeria for the 2021 AFCON, but also land a fourth continental title with the Super Eagles. Since taking charge of his first game against Tanzania on the 3rd of September 2016, Raw has overseen a total of 40 matches, winning 23, losing 9, and drawing 8 in the process. The Super team. Guys, finally, Raw has penned the long-awaited deal. Reliance, your thoughts quickly before we wrap up.
Well, expected. I expected him to sign despite the stringent measures. Raw believes he has set a roadmap more like with the crop of players he's gathered in the Super Eagles setup right now. We've seen young players he has been able to churn out, from Europe, and then he has been able to put out a team, and he believes continuity is one thing that, he will need to do at the moment to continue with this player and see how much he can achieve. So, many persons have criticized the man. He has not been able to do anything significant more than what has been done before and the like. But I'm thinking the man believes he will use Nigeria national team as, should I say, a starting point in his career. Because if he asks me, despite his exploits with Bodo, then his biggest job for Raw has been the Nigerian Super Eagles. So he wants to use it and make a statement. And I think that's the reason why he wants to continue with the set of players.
We have seen him already. AFCON, third place, World Cup, eliminated from the group stage. So now that he has another 2.5 years, what do you think he will be able to achieve with this squad?
Emeka, to be sincere, I'm not expecting anything more than what he has done in the past few years, because it seems if he's hitting him with and what he has been able to do with them in the past few years, I think Genotro does not have anything too special that I have not seen that he wants to add to this. I'm not saying he has not been a good coach. I mean, going forward, there's nothing additional I think Genotro will add to this team. Maybe if one player decides to improve himself or 2 or 3 players improve themselves, but if it's synergy, whatever you want to call it, additional management of the team and all that stuff, probably they might get a chance to play into the team. He will just find a way to still talk.
So, because it's one of the...
don't have faith in these players and he's being forced to go and start picking those players. It might actually be worse for the team. When you are now told, if you have the ball, make sure you pass to Aribo. A bigger problem going forward.
All right, let's quickly dash to the phone lines and get your thoughts before we leave the studio. 0817 000951 and 0810 9 lead 1 goal to nothing. Who confirmed the fact as a coach of the Super Eagles. What do you expect him to achieve this time around? The contract will see him be in charge of the team until after the World Cup in 2022 out there in Qatar. Let's get to hear from you. Hello. Okay, we lost that one. Let's hear from this other caller. Hello.
Hello, Emeka.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Emeka, no more call.
All right, let's hear you. Be fast about it, please.
Emeka, I'm maybe Phoenix should know that by the end of his old tenure, he should know that he will be one of the worst NFL chairman that we have ever had. Both him and Gonero, because nothing, as your second, nothing.
Okay, we lost that one. Superman, I'm sure we'll have...
Cool. Etimesin was more talented than Ukocha Henry from Ozoba. This one says, I'm happy Ro has finally put pen to paper. But I laugh when we force him to watch a league we ourselves are not interested in. Matelu in Rumi Buke. This one
says... let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, we lost that one. Let's go to another caller. Hello. Oh, we probably lost that one. Phone lines acting up.
That goal for Bayern Munich was caught by...
away from home. It ended 1-1 between Paderborn and Hoffenheim. And of course, his club, Paderborn, played at a 1-1 draw with Hoffenheim. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello, Emeka. This is my call back again.
Elder, let's hear you.
God bless you. Before the appointment, I told my friends that this man will sign this contract. You know what you want to do? You know what, man? I'm very Nigerian team. Not my...
Let's hear you.
As far as...
You signed already, so you don't think you will succeed?
Nothing good will come out.
Okay, we'll wait and see. Hello. Fast.
A quick one. Genotro has nothing to offer. For me, Amaju Pinnick, both of them have nothing to offer.
Okay. All of a sudden, you guys don't like Roy again. You are singing his praise the other day. Hello.
Hello, Rebecca. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. All right. Those of you who sent messages that we couldn't take, really sorry about that. We'll be back tomorrow from 3 to 6 p.m. for yet another edition of the show. Until then, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay home, and of course, do the needful if you're not washing your hands. And of course,
observe social distancing.
No social distancing.
I say observe social distancing.
Okay. No, wow. This is not changing. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful weekend. Know that.
No tension, you are winning. By the grace of God, you shall win, you shall win, you shall win. Zawa, 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 zawa.
Gentlemen, it promises to be a beautiful day here in the South, walking online. Of course, he has this wonderful business to introduce to us today. So I have Mr. Lucky in the squad work from home business, that is WFH. We want to know what this business is all about.
Thank you so much. WS have become our new reality, and global lockdown has become the new world order. And the resultant effect of all this is huge job losses. To think out of the box and begin to find employment for yourself from the comfort of your home. That's what the concept of work from home is. Thank you.
Okay, so talking about working from home, you talked about work online. You know, you're going to put...
First of all, I want my listeners to know that your earning is tied to your learning. It is very simple. It is very easy, whether you are literate or illiterate, whether you know how to read or you don't know how to read. It's irrelevant. We are going to give you a hands-on training on how you're going to do this business. You join us online and we teach you .com business and other line of businesses and jobs that you can do from the comfort of your home and still make money while staying safe in this period of coronavirus. And for the Cyrimol business concept is a simple concept where you register with the Cyrimol online platform. You buy a product and the company sells it for you on the 10th day, and on the 11th day they pay huge profits. The worth of the food sector, there's so much money to be made in the food industry.
Mr. Lucky, so I want to ask you,
every single individual that we have to offer, it's for the doctors, market women, unemployed. As long as you have financial needs to meet, then this work from home business concept is for you. Having said that, you need to be able to have multiple streams of income. And now, like we said, we want to ensure that while you're sitting at...
So many people will be wanting to know how to reach you, how to get your contacts and all that. Do you have any contact address?
And our phone number is 081 80 68 9752. I take that again.
This is where we begin to draw the curtain for today. The numbers again before we just do our conclusions.
The numbers are 081 80